This is Lenny Farley, Purdue University Extension Forester. Now let's ID that tree. In this edition of ID That Tree, we're going to introduce you to another one of our many species of oaks here in Indiana, and that is Bur Oak. Bur Oak is a member of the white oak part of the oak family, has rounded lobes and acorns that mature in one season. Bur Oak, as in most of our oaks, has a terminal bud cluster. And in the case of bur oaks, these are typically brown to tan and maybe either rounded or pointed, and in some cases actually have some small hairs on the outside edges of the buds, almost looking like bear claws. Burr Oak leaves have a very distinctive feature of having very deeply divided lobes called sinuses, the spaces between the lobes, about halfway down the leaf, and then the top of the leaf tends to be quite broad. This is quite variable across the tree, but is a pretty good characteristic that runs true for most of the leaves we encounter on this species. Bur Oak actually gets its name from its acorn, and it produces a pretty substantial acorn in many cases, some of them even larger than this one. A very large, deep cap that covers in many cases half to 2/3 of the acorn and may stay on the acorn after it drops from the tree. And as you can see on the outside edge of this cap, there's little hairs forming a burr on the outside edge of the cap enclosing the acorn. Bur Oak also has very heavy bark. It's a medium to dark gray, thick with heavy ridges and plates. And in fact, this bark is thick enough that this tree is very resistant to fire. Bur Oak is found in many areas where we've had historically fires and prairies and savannas because of its resistance to being damaged by burning. Bur Oak gets to be a very large tree. I have seen some specimens in Indiana that were 5 feet in diameter and also very old, 300 to 400 years in many cases for some of the largest individuals. Found on both wetland and dry sites and can tolerate many other sites to boot. And so a species we could find in almost any county in Indiana and in almost any kind of habitat.